Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again. So as I did mention in recap game 5, I needed to go to play the national team championship, and the result was good. And but due to that, I couldn't be able to make the recap of game 5 and game 6 in time. But since I promised to make every recaps of the match, I will still be here to make it. So we got the World Championship 2023 round 6 right here. Round 6 is a very, very memorable round, right? I think you can still remember last 2 years ago when Magnus beat Nepomniachtchi in a very long riding endgame. I think more than 100 moves, right? And 8 hours of play. So today we got to round 6 again. After round 5, the result was 3-2 in favor of Nepomniachtchi, who just won game 5 with a very excellent preparations and a very strong pawn breakthrough in relay pass, right? So we got round 6. The players get no rest days, so obviously people are curious to see what Mei Ding play here, since obviously his momentum must be hit by the loss, right? So don't waste your time right away. Let's go to the game. D4, understandable. Knight 6, Knight 3, D5, and boom, sure. You see, right? London, right here. Very unexpected. But, for Ding, who want to, I think, have a safe sword game after a loss, this is understandable. This is not a very common weapon in Ding's repertoire, but I saw him play one sometimes. Also, the idea here is to play against the Nepomniachtchi style, who loves some kind of concrete, complex and fighting chess. So, I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys might not prefer London, but for me, I just hope that after this game, London might need to accept less hatred. Like, I played it myself, and I was criticized so many times by keep playing this line. But this is fun, this is fun. Not fun, to be honest. But to the game, c5, e3, now here, now d2. You can also play c3 too. So here, there are so many things you can play for black. The main line is like e6, c3, this, and bishop d3, bishop e5. Both leads to some very theoretical line that you can find in a lot of YouTube plays, It's a thing. So back to the game here. In the game. So c4 was play. Takes, f5, c3, e6, should be 5. This one is a pretty rare line, I will say that. The main line here is like queen b3, I think so. Queen c8, bishop e2, this one, castle, e1, and I think it should be row equal. So bishop b5 in the game. b6 here, trade, castles, e1. You can see the line, right? The portion right here. It looks pretty calm and a bit monotonous. It is fairly a boring line, and you need to go for some long maneuver, peaceful running games, and I think that is probably one of the main reasons why the line is not enjoyed by plenty of people. But I think it suits Ding's style greatly, not only this game, but also his style overall. So it's gonna be quite fun here to see what Paul may play, since he is a guy who was known for his tactical style and for his creativity. But to the game, this is here. And for this one later on, Undo a very useful moves. Knight e5, Knight e7, just here. Obviously, it's not working at all. Knight e7 here, avoiding threats. a4. It's pending in the queen side. a6, F1. The idea for white now is pretty clear. And I will explain very briefly here that white won like a5 before and b3 in this one. Let's say here for instance a5 before and this one, right? So this one here will look pretty fun here. So all of a sudden, I think you can see that white will have two monstrous knights in the center, isn't it, right? And trade here, I don't think it will favor it will favor black. Since the b5 here is open, isn't it? Right to the game. So in the game here, Nepom chooses knight d7 here, trade the knight a5 right away. Understandable, right? The engine here will prefer like queen c7 or here, which I think will be relatively the same. For London, the thing with this kind of line is that there are so many things you can play which still lead to equality. But you know, if you suddenly make one wrong like Prussian move, you are slightly worse. And you will just be ready to death here. You may not even know what's going on. It is the specialty of the one and only Grandmaster, the current world champion, Magnus Carlsen. 97 in the game, takes, and a5. So with a5, white successfully fits black's structure, right? And the threat now is like knight b3, knight c5 pushing here, and I think it should be fine for white. He got a small edge. b7, we have 3, see it? Wait, 3. This kind of thing can be called a mysterious rook move. It, you know, the rook here looks quite useless, right? But, you know, the idea is here maybe to defend a pawn before playing b4. Also, maybe ready for this one as well. Or maybe ready for some kind of the third rank invasion in the game later. So, back to the game. So here, knight b3. Here, and I see queen g3. Black's problem here is that there's no clear plan for him. That's the thing, you know. And although it's not worse here, black is still very solid. I have no plan to play is the first step of the thing that you may just get things wrong. And it suddenly will become not so easy for you here to play precisely. Back to the game. So if you trade queen here or no, I think this one should be not fun to see it, right? So now I can slowly try and grind. And I don't know, I feel like here for instance, but to be honest, I just don't like this one. Like here and here is, I mean that, like here, right? And now here, here, and here, and the pawn here was in trouble. And e5 is not easy to be handled. And so I don't know, I think this is not so fun at all. In the game, queen e7, for the threats, understandable for the Nepomniachtchi style. h4, a strong move, gaining space on the queen side and showing opponent that he's not in a hurry. The move h4 was also played by Nepomniachtchi last game, game 5, right? And as mentioned earlier, h4, the pushing the Harry h pawn now is becoming increasingly common in some high-level games. In the game, we get here, Nepomniachtchi decides to prepare a plan with e5, which is understandable, although the engine has that, but it's just not easy here to play without clear plan, isn't it? And c5, e5, rook b3. The engine even preferred b4, so e4 you got f3, and the center here will be attacked. e3 is not so strong since the pawn is weakened, but even if you don't take here, so say here for instance, right? Takes and here, and then c4, and suddenly white just get so favorable structures, isn't it? In a game, b3 was played, and it kind of steered the game into some complicated moves. I mean, some forcing moves. e5, e5, queen here, e3, c4, takes. So now this is a critical moment. I'm pretty sure here at this point, I was watching the game from, I think, a restaurant. I was having dinner, you know. So here the engine claimed this is the best move. Here, and this one, 26. So take here is losing due to this one, right? And you lose the queen. Queen b2 obviously is not working here right away as well, due to, let's say, like, you know, knight here and h5 next, which use strong attack. So the engine one play here, and queen b2, and we'll win a pawn. But it's not easy still, since the king here is slightly weakened, And it's not so easy here to push the pawn as well. So there should be some kind of technical issues in the game. h5, which is the mistake due to engine. But when I saw it, myself, I don't understand why this is wrong. But once again, engines being engine, it's but a super clever tactical resource that for me just impossible to be seen in this match, in this kind of situation if you don't spend so long time on this. e5 and queen d8 to exclamation mark. The idea here is to go for s1 and queen d1 and king here and here, right? s1 the perpetual, and here losing a pawn and knight here as well. And all of a sudden, black is doing fine, right? Queen f3 is on the way here to keep some pressure, but queen d2. Take here, checks, here, takes, g3, queen c5. And even with the best thing here, which is rook a6. Looks very cool, right? Take here's mid. Not mid, but it's not even fun. Get here, but well, black loses some pawns. Here is actually mid, right? But black suddenly also have a good defense here with this. And should be a draw eventually in the game. So, I think it is understandable this is not seen by both players. For me, when I saw the engine line at the point I'm eating, I'm pretty sure it won't be happening. It looks so insane, so insane. In the game, this is happening. e7, b6 here, and e6 okay, e5, takes, b2, e5, exclamation mark. So now c4 here is wrong between queen c1 and d3, and suddenly white pieces are a bit loosening, and it's not so easy here to convert. In the game, e5, e7, a very strong defending move. Queen c3 losing into knight 8, which is the main idea of white, f6, queen d5, and this is obviously crushing instantly. And take here is also lost due to this resource, and this is also over. So back to the game. So the game here, k7 here, which is very nice defense resources by Nepomniachtchi, c5. And engine here, such as queen e1, defending the back rank and defending the pawn here. But for me, for a human being, this is just a very unnatural response. Like you are attacking here, right? Have some chance to go for some strong attack here, and you defend a pawn. Who even think about that? Isn't it? To the game. c5, c1, h2. I think queen c3 is best choice here, but need to follow up with some very strong engine stuff like rook 6. Let's take a look here. f7, d3, 7, queen c1, and h2, rook e8 to exclamation mark, which is turning special again, right? Queen g3 and rook e1, and the game gets wow. But yeah, engine stuff again. Back to the game. Queen c1, h2, f6, queen g3. From now on, this move 34, they had around 30 minutes. One Nepomniachtchi got I think they got 50 minutes. One Nepomniachtchi got 30 minutes. But it's just not easy at all. And I think from now on, they just play perfect chess. Back to the game. a5, c4, a4, knight 3 exclamation mark, which prevent queen g5, a very important defending resource for black. a3 now doesn't work due to rook c7, rook g8, defend the pawn, right? Knight d5. And this is next. And black's in time to support the pawn, right? This is next. And this is next as well. And I think it should be winning for white. Back to the game. So bishop b1 here. With 7, with g8, knight d5. Here shit, rook 7 defend the pawn again. a3, knight 7, rook f8, and d5 exclamation mark. Ding finds a wonderful mating pattern and finish the game in style. So here the engine also spot Ruby 7 too, you know, it's very strong. The idea is to go for Rook B8 here and here, right? And this is the mid on G8, and this is over. The other idea here to play is, I think, Queen G5, but then take here and Rook B1, and one can just win easily, right? And this one is also pretty strong and efficient ways to play. But then find another way to play as well. And A2, Queen E7, here and now here. Take here as mid, right? So this is the only choice here, and Queen 7 comes. In the game, Nepomniachtchi resign, but it is very subtle. The pawn is required D5, since it is, you know, support the square, you know. So here, for instance, takes, and mate. You see the pawn here, right? Defend the square, and obviously, this is such a free finish for another game with a match, right? So this one, I think, is getting dramatic. 3-3 after 6 game, very like close, right? Players got, another day break, and today they start again. I will, make the recap of game 7 again for you guys today, and we'll back to normal schedule. So hopefully you understand the recap and enjoy things, and sorry for being late again as well. Once again, I want to say thank you to both players for, playing exciting chess, for carrying out, a very fascinating games and duel. Also, thank you, Ding, for playing London for me too. See you in other clips, and other videos, and hopefully you enjoyed. Peace.